Yeah. So let me get the screen share. So then you can, yeah. I got the screen share option. Let me continue. Here, today is the first session on web UI programming. So first, what is UI? What all topics comes under this UI? And here, here what all topics comes under this UI, and here what all the other programmings are involving in this UI I'll cover. Here in this demonstration time, here we generally cover here what is UI and all. Here first I'll explain here UI, web UI. UI here it is a user interface. To create that user interactive page, we have to learn that list of all topics are here. HTML 4 and 5. Second topic CSS 2 and 3. Third topic here JavaScript. Fourth one here jQuery. Fifth one here Ajax. Sixth one here responsive design. Seventh one will be Bootstrap. Eighth is lessons as. Here lessons as. Ninth one is project. 10th one is here exam. So totally I'll cover total duration of my course here. It is next 2 months. Next 2 months I'm going to cover for these all topics. Here I'm teaching you web UI programming. In this UI, I'm going to teach that list of all topics. All are like this. Here I'm teaching you web UI. Here first we'll understand in this demonstration time, we will understand here what is the use of UI. Here what is the use of UI, and here under this, here what all other topics are involving in this UI. Here like this, I'll cover you here all of them. Let me save 22nd July at 6 a.m. at demo 1. Here we are learning here web UI programming. UI here it is a user interface. To create this user interactive page, we are learning here all the list of topics. All are like this. Here in this UI programming, here first I'm writing here. If you enter any URL in the browser, see it may be google.com, Facebook, Twitter, any URL, IRCTC, TSRTC, any website, if you enter URL, whatever application you can see in the browser, that is what UI. UI means here, when you enter any URL in the browser, whatever application you can see, that is only we call it as UI. In this UI, here, once you enter your URL, you can see that home page of that application. You can see here google.com. Under this only, you can see here one search option, and data will redirected to server. So once you click on search option, data will be redirected to server. Here we are learning here web UI. UI here it is user interface. To create this user interactive page, we are learning here all the list of topics. All are like this. Here once you click search option here, we are going to click search option here. Search data is going to the server. So whatever you want to search it in Google, that search data will go to server. Server will connect to database. Here we are learning here web UI programming. In this UI programming, here my input is going to server, server connecting to database. So this type of interactions, we can call it as our UI. Here we are learning here web UI programming. Under this UI, here we are learning here UI programming. When you enter any URL, suppose if I enter gmail.com, I can see Gmail homepage. In that, if once I enter username password, I can see my inbox page. That inbox page, you will get it here because of server programming, server to database. Here, this UI programming always connected to server. Server always connected to database. Here, this type of interactions you can observe here in every UI programming. Server pages are here. It may be PHP, Java, .NET, Python. Here all comes under server programs, etc. comes under server programs. Databases are here, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB. Here, SQL Server, MongoDB. Here, etc. all comes under server programs. We are learning here web UI programming. Under this UI programming, we are learning here. Once you click on search option, your data is going to the server. Server always connected to database. This type of interactions you can observe here in every UI programming. In every UI programming, you can observe here this type of interactions. Once you click search option, your data is going to server, server connected to database. Here, this total architecture, we call it as MVC architecture. If we create our site here, if we open any website, it always follows MVC architecture. MVC, Model View Controller, 3-tier architecture. Here, MVC architecture here. So this is Model View Controller. Here, we call it as MVC architecture. This is 3-tier architecture. Under this model part, we will use server program. This UI part, we will develop it by our UI programming. Here, this is our server program. It may be Java, .NET, Python, any server program. So, model part and the controller part, we will develop it by server programs. View part is our UI programming. So, here, this UI page always connecting with the server pages. Who will develop this UI programming? They called as front-end developers. Who will develop this front-end programming? They called as front-end developers. Here, they called as front-end developers. Okay. Here, who know server programming? They called as server-side developers. Server-side developers. Who know server programming? They called as server-side developers. Here, database developer. Who know Oracle or MySQL? They called as database developers. So, 3 team of developers are developing one single application. One is front-end development, server-side development, database development. So, 3 team of developers are working for one single application. So, that will be like this. Front-end development, server-side development, database development. So here, who will develop this front-end programming? They called as front-end developer, server-side developers, database developers. Here, in this development, 3 team of developers are involving for one single application. Okay. Here, if you want to be a front-end developer, you have to learn this list of all topics. All are like this. In this, Monday to Friday, I'll cover topic sessions. Monday to Friday, I'll go with the topic. Whatever topic I'm writing, I'm explaining the topic related explanation. I'll do it on Monday to Friday sessions. In Saturdays, I'll go for database. In Saturday sessions, I'll go for databases. Here, we are learning here front-end programming. Under this front-end programming, here, we are learning here front-end programming. In this front-end programming, our front-end connected to server, server connected to database. So that way we call it as server-side development. So front-end developers always connected to server-side developers always connected to database. So we are learning here front-end development. In this front-end development, here in this front-end development, along with these all topics, you have to learn any one of the framework. That is not comes under this 2 months course. That is a separate course. Here, you who want to be a front-end developer, they have to learn these all topics. And here, along with that, any one topic, if they learn any one framework, here it is framework. That framework here, Angular or React. Here, Angular JS or React JS, Angular, not JS, Angular or React JS or a Node JS or a Vue JS. Like that, we have so many JavaScript related frameworks we have. If they learn any framework, then only they called as front-end developer. If they want to be a front-end developer, they have to learn this list of all topics along with that one framework. Here, we are learning here front-end programming. In this front-end programming, here HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, responsive design, bootstrap, like this. We will learn here all list of topics, all are like this. Here, in this time, I'm learning here front-end. In this front-end, I'm going to teach these. Okay, and Monday to Friday, it will be topic sessions. Saturdays, I'll go for project session and exam. See here, everyday class, I'll upload it. See my 6 a.m. drive. So everyday class, I'll upload it in one Gmail drive. I'll create one Gmail drive for your July batch. In that July batch drive, I'll upload everyday class files. See here, everyday class files, I'll upload it in the drive. Here, recordings, paint file programs, like this, session number 1 and demo sessions. Here, all demonstrations, I'll upload it in the demo folder. Here, all list of recordings, I'll upload it here in this recordings folder. Okay. Here, like this, I'll cover all my, I'll upload all my files in one Gmail drive. I'm uploading everyday recording with the session number, date wise, and programs, everyday programs. Whatever topics I have covered, all topics related programs I'll upload here. Responsive design, and here JavaScript, CSS, all programs I'll upload it topic wise like this, and I'll take Saturday's project session. Project session file also I'll upload here. Okay, so that way of communication will be there. You will get everyday class recording, everyday class notes, and everyday class paint file programs, documents. Here we can test. Once the topic is over, I'll upload one question paper. Here HTML4 completed, that HTML4 related document I'll upload, and the document related answer sheet I'll upload. One CSS2 completed, CSS2 question paper and answer sheet. JavaScript question paper and answer sheet. Like that, further remaining all topics, one more exam, that remaining all topics, one more exam file also I'll upload here. Like this, I'll upload topic wise all question papers, 25 questions, multiple choice questions. I'll upload question paper here after your class time. And in the evening, same day evening, I'll upload answer sheet. You can check answers. Okay. Here within that, you can understand here how your preparation going on within my duration. So within that topic explanation time, how your preparation is going on. That you can understand here, how you can preparation is going on, that you can understand here with my classes. You can analyze you can analyze how my topic continuing, that you can analyze here with this. Here we are learning here web UI here user interface. In this, I'm going to teach all these topics. Monday to Friday topic sessions, one Saturday project session, one Saturday exam. In the demonstration time today, tomorrow, I'll continue on each topic brief information. So how many topics we have? The topic, each topic brief information, just brief about each topic. I'll explain in the class. Okay, in the demonstration time, I'll explain to you. First of all, introduction. So today we are going with the introduction part of first, what is UI? What all topics involving in that UI? Here, what all the other programmings are involving in the real-time development along with the UI. That is UI connecting with the server connected to database. If you check any URL, every URL will connect with front-end to server. Okay, I think you can't see my next screen. Or You are not informing. Yes. See, this is my 6 a.m. drive. In this everyday class recordings, see here, session number wise, I'm uploading in this drive. Here, my previous drive, this is. Here, programs folder, topic wise, HTML4 program, CSS2 program, CSS3 programs. Topic wise, everyday class I'm uploading here. Here, after this, here, documents. So everyday class documents I'm uploading here in this doc folder. In this doc folder, everyday document I'm uploading here in this doc folder. Here, recordings. So recordings, everyday class recording I'm uploading here in this recordings folder. Here, like this, everyday class files I'll upload it here in this drive. In this drive, I'll upload everyday class files. Okay. And here, paint file, date wise, I'll upload all the paint files in this date wise. So everyday class explanation, I'll do it in the paint. I'll write my programs in the Visual Studio Code. This programs topic wise and this paint file date wise, I'll upload it in your drive. This is 6 a.m. June batch, your batch is July batch. I'll create one more drive for your batch. In that drive, drive I'll upload my files. Here in this time, if you check it here, programs, in this programs, you can check it here, documents in this, you can check it here, codes content and HTML4 document, CSS2 document. Like this, I'll upload all the notes. JavaScript document. Like this, topic wise, all documents I'll upload here in this, in this docs folder. In this docs folder, everyday file, I'll upload it here in this docs folder. So like this, I'll continue all my topics. Okay, here I'm continuing with the web UI, where I'll upload, how my class goes. This information I explained. And what is the title of our codes? What all the other programmings are involving in our front end? Here, these all we discussed here under this. Next, now I'm going for here. Now we are going for web UI. UI here, it is a user interface. To create that user interactive page, here we are learning here web UI. UI here, it is a user interface. To create this user interactive page, we have to learn that list of all topics, all are given in this list. Here, I'll show you one example of the website here. Here, I'm going with the example of this, this one here. Here, facebook.com. See here, in this, you can understand here, this Facebook URL. If you observe this URL, this is one front end. Here, this is one front end. Here, you can understand here, PHP. So, this is our UI page. After submitting, we are connecting with a PHP page. This UI page always connected to server page. That server programming you can understand here from this URL, that is PHP. See, here this is one example of UI connecting with a server. Server is here PHP server. This URL is example for here UI connecting with a PHP programming. PHP will connect with database. This type of interactions you can observe here in our UI programming. In our UI programming, you can observe here this type of interactions. We are learning here web UI. UI means user interface. You can understand here like this. Next, I'm going for Oracle. Here, if you check it here, Oracle create account page. Here, once you submit your application form. Here, this is our UI page. Here, after submitting my application form, my data is connecting with a server. That server is here, JSP. See, my page is connecting with a JSP page. My front end is connecting with a JSP page. See here, if you check this URL here, this is one front end. It is connecting with the server. Here, in this, my UI page is connecting with a server page. UI is connecting with a JSP page, that is Java. Java page will connect with database. So this type of interactions you can observe here in your UI programming. In our UI programming, this type of interactions you can observe. We are learning here front end. Under this front end, we are learning here our UI page is connecting with the server, server connecting to database. So this is what here totally MVC architecture. Model view controller architecture. In that PHP is one example for front end to front end is our UI connecting with the server, that is PHP page and database. Database may be MySQL, maybe SQL Server, MongoDB, Sybase, any one database. Here, no. I'm not going to teach any server. Here, 3 programmings are involving here. Just I'm explaining here, 3 programmings are involving. Here in this, we are concentrating only on the UI part. I'll show you one more example of here, Union Bank is one side. Here, this is different server. So I'm explaining here, front end is connecting with the different server programmings. Front end is connecting with a different server programmings. See here, this is connecting with JSP. ASP here it is .NET programming. Here in this front end is connecting with the server. That server here ASP server, active server page. Here this is our front end. This front end is connecting our UI. UI page is connecting with the ASP page. That ASP.NET is the .NET page. ASP means here active server page. This is one .NET page. This .NET page will connect to database. Here we are learning here front end. Under this front end only, we are going to see that list of all topics like this. Here every time front end connected to server, server connected to database. So this is our UI part. UI part always connected to server part. Server parts are different. But here common here front end. In this application, common programming here UI. Databases may be change. For one programming, we may use MySQL, one programming we may use Oracle, one programming will use Oracle, SQL Server. So different programming, we will use it here, different server programs. Here we are learning here front end. In this front end programming, we are learning here all the list of topics, all are like this. Here I'm teaching you only UI programming. In this UI, here first I'll explain here what is the use of first topic HTML. Each topic brief information, each topic one example I'll explain to you in the class. In this class, in this demonstration, one example here for each topic. Each topic one example I'll explain to you. By that you will understand here how the topic will be helpful for developing the application. Okay. Here I'm teaching you web UI. In this UI programming, here first topic. See, I can show you 3 websites here. 3 websites with a different output. Here it is different output. Here it is different output. Here it is different output. We are designing only the front part of the application. Okay. So here in this front end part, here in this front end part, you can see here. Here, if you right click inspect element on this, right click inspect element. See here, you can see that here execution of the code. We are learning here front end programming. If you right click inspect element, you can see some code here. You can see some code that is doc type HTML head and body. Doc type HTML head and body type. So if you don't write the head section, this is standard code. So if you check it here, here also you can see right click inspect element. Any website, if you right click inspect element, you can see that standard code is doc type HTML head and body. See here, doc type HTML head and body is the standard code of HTML. See here, This is doc type HTML head and body. This is here doc type HTML head and body. Now in this time, I'm removing the body part. Just delete. Here I deleted the body part for our application. See, we cannot see any output for us. If I am not able to show you any body part here, you cannot show any output for our application. See here, empty page. If you don't write the body tag, empty page. So once you refresh, all will back. Here, this is what here, doc type HTML head and body. So if you remove the body tag, you cannot see any output. Empty page is displaying. If you remove the head tag, see, you can see the output, but see, there is no proper alignment. Logo is very big, text boxes are very small, button is very small, and content is all one after another, everything in the new line like this. Here, if you develop your application with this PHP, so output will come like this. Here I'm explaining here PHP. In this PHP programming, here I'm explaining here PHP. In this PHP programming, here you can see here Facebook application logo and all text boxes, buttons, radio button, submit button, everything you can see. So once you click submit button, your data will be redirected to server. So once you click submit button, your data will be redirected to server. That server is here PHP. In this front-end programming, if you don't write head section, there is no CSS for my application. If I don't write here, if you don't write the head section, no CSS. If you don't write the body tag, here, if you don't write the body tag, there is no here content. So if you don't write the head section, there is no alignment of the application. If you don't write the body section, there is no CSS for my application. Okay. So this way of implementation, you can show you for our execution. This is possible by our front-end program. Here I'm teaching you front-end programming. In that, if you check any website, standard code of HTML will be here, doc type HTML head and body. Here you can see that standard code of HTML will be here, doc type HTML head and body. See here. Standard code of HTML will be here. HTML. Here HTML start, HTML close. Under this, we are showing here head tag. Here only we are writing here body tag. Okay. Under this head section, I can show you here head and body. I can show you for my application. Here under this head section, here we are showing here head and body for our application. In this head section, if you write it here, script tag and then style tag. Here, if you use it here, script we use it here for writing JavaScript. Then style we use it here for writing CSS. Script tag we are using here for writing JavaScript code. Style tag we use it here for writing CSS. This one we are using here to write CSS code. This one we are using here JavaScript. And for this UI programming, you don't need to learn any of the previous programmings, any other program, even no prerequisite for this course. Even if you don't learn any previous programming part, even though you can use it, you can learn this. Here we are learning here web UI. UI means user interface. In this UI programming, we are learning here all list of topics. In this UI programming, you can find it here. How can we work out with the CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, with all those topics, how to work out our application, you can understand. Here we are learning here. Our first topic is JavaScript. This JavaScript code, we generally develop it by here. We are learning here CSS, JavaScript and all. Here in this CSS, here I'm explaining here CSS part. If you don't write a head section, you cannot see any proper alignment for this. If you don't write the body section, see here. Here, once you refresh, everything will back. If you don't write the body, just delete the body tag, you cannot see any output here. So by this, you can understand here, because of this UI programming, you can understand here, our UI page will connect to server, server connected to database. This type of interactions you can observe here in every UI program. In every UI programming, you can understand here this type of interactions. Always front-end page connected to server, server page connected to database. Okay, here we are learning here UI programming. Once you refresh, everything will back. Here you can see that output will be like this. Now you can see that doc type HTML head and body is the standard code of HTML. Under this head section, if we will write CSS and JavaScript code. Under this body section, we will write buttons, radio button, checkbox, drop-down list. All we will write it under this body. Here, head and body section, we are writing like this. See here, I'll show you one example of only HTML here from my other batch. See, I'll go with the one example here, input element. So what code I wrote it inside the body, you will check one by one in the class, in the regular session. Here, as of now, just I'll show you what all here, how the output will come only with HTML. See here, this way you can show your output only with HTML. Only HTML programming, if you use it, output will come like this. Okay, only HTML programming, if you use it, output will come like this. This way of development, you can show you for our execution. This is possible by our front-end programming. Here, I'm explaining here front-end programming. In this front-end programming, here, only HTML programming if I use, I can design text boxes. I can write the code for password boxes. I can write here email address. See, you can find the difference here. If I don't write email address format, see here, tooltip. Incomplete. Please enter part. This is from HTML only. See, until I enter correct email ID format, it will give you error. See, now there is no tooltip. Okay, gender. You can select any one gender from here. This is gender. Next, here drop down list. Here checkboxes. How many checkboxes you want it? You can select all the checkboxes. Okay, like this. And here I can enter here this type of text area. I can create my content inside the text area. Here only you can see that here date and time calendar. So you can write that date and time calendar for our application like this. So here 2025 like this, you can write manual entry of date. Here if you check it here, you can select date as well as time like this. Date as well as time we can enter like this. 1 second. Here, you can see that all input fields will be like this. See here, that age, whatever you entered, you can enter, and whatever file you want to submit, you can select and submit your application form. Here, suppose if I want to enter any text file or a doc file, it will show you whatever file you have selected. This is input type file. Here, because of only HTML, I can create my output like this. But there is no center alignment. See here, for this page, if you write it here for this page, see, if I don't write the head section, I removed head. See here, you can show you same type of output what I created my input example. See here, you can see that list of all input fields. Here also you can see some list of input fields. email address, password, company, country. Like this, you can see that input element like this. So this way of development you can show for our execution. This is possible by our UI program. Because of our UI programming, you can show you here that all list of topics all will be like this. Here we are learning here front end. Under this front end, you can see that here list of all topics will be like this. Here in this time, here we are learning here UI. Under this UI, we can able to see that list of all topics will be like this. Okay. So here we are learning here UI programming. Under this UI programming, only HTML will give you output like this. So now I'll show you CSS. Here HTML is a hypertext markup language. It creates content of a web page or a basic skeleton of a web page. HTML is a hypertext markup language. HTML is mainly used for creating hypertext markup language. Here language. It is mainly used to write. Here markup means here tag based programming. Here it is a tag based programming. Here tag is nothing but instruction to the browser. We can give instruction to the browser in the form of tags. Here we will learn what all types of tags and each tag information. Those all you will learn it in the coming sessions. Because of this HTML, you can understand here basic skeleton. Skeleton of web page, we can create it. We can create it here by using HTML. Because of HTML, you can create basic skeleton of a web page. Here, next topic here, second topic. Just I'm giving you brief information about all the topics here. So second topic of our course is here, CSS. So what can I do it with the CSS that you can check it here in this. Here I'm explaining second topic here, CSS. The CSS code, we will write it here. See, in this place. Here CSS. CSS is nothing but it's a cascading style sheet. Here CSS. CSS is mainly used to write cascading style sheet. Here only you can find it here, style part of the web page. Here style part of web page, we can create it. We can create it using CSS. So majorly style part of the web page, we can create it with the CSS. Here style part of the web page, we can create it with the CSS. This way you can develop it. Here we are learning here front-end programming. Under this front-end programming, HTML is creating basic skeleton. CSS is adding style part. See, if you check it here, what is that style part? Because of that style part, you can see here proper alignment. This web page is properly center alignment, background image, background color, this background color, and this font size, here font color, and here that star colors, and text box, that border, dotted border. These all we can write it under CSS. See, if you don't want to show you that particular button in a particular color. See, it is showing here gray color. Now right click inspect element on this. See here, I'm submitting my application form. See here, once you right click inspect element on this. Here inspect element on this. Now you can see that here, if you right click inspect element on this, you can see some code here. That code is related to here. If you right click inspect element, okay, submission, it is done. Now, okay, inspect element here. See, you can see some code here. Suppose if I want to change the background color for this, so I can write it here, CSS code like this. See here, background color for that particular one, it is changed. See, only for the button. Button background color, button backside. The div tag color is changing like this. So if I find exactly that here button, if I find it here exactly where the button is, here you can see one div tag. Under this you can see anchor tag. This is one anchor tag and div tag, background color black. See, I'll change it here, other color. Can you see that here create account color is changing? Okay. So create account, color of the create account is changing here because of CSS. CSS will give you this type of output for us. This way of development you can show for our execution. This is possible by our CSS. Because of CSS only, you can create it here, this type of output. Yeah. So up to now, is it clear? Any doubt in this? HTML, CSS, and what is UI? What is UI? What is a server? What is database? In our content, HTML and CSS, I explained. Is it clear? Any doubt in this?
Ma'am, actually just wanted to know what is the difference between UI and UX developer? What is the means by UX developer?
UX is different. It is a Figma concept. There you will learn how to designing application with a clickable. See, it is with embedded with the buttons. External embedded one. Yeah, it's a Figma concept. Different programming.
Okay, Figma concept, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Sandeep, any doubt?
No.
Okay. Yes, today is the first session for your 6 a.m. batch. Any doubts up to now? Yes, please. Up to now, any doubts? Who joined last? So for them, tomorrow onwards, you try to join on time. 6 a.m. Last 6:05. 6:05, I will be in the class. So not more than that. So short 1 hour session, I'll continue every day. And every day class, I'll upload it in OneDrive. And I will be in communication with you with my mail. See, I'll share my mail ID with you once you confirm your registration with the DurgaSoft organizer. So once you contact DurgaSoft organizer, they'll tell you how to complete your registration process. And I'll create one drive, just like the 6 a.m. June batch drive, how I created. Same way, I'll create one more drive for your batch. Okay, so I'll create one drive for your batch. In that drive only, I'll continue my all classes. Okay. And everyday class recordings, programs, paint files, everything, I'll upload it in that 6 a.m. drive like this. So in that drive only, I'll explain to you how to work out with all these and how to write our programs. Those all I'll explain to you in this class itself. Okay. Here, recordings, programs, paint file, documents, we can test like this, I'll upload. And here, communication. So I'll share my mail ID with you. So in this mail ID, you can contact me for your doubts. For your doubt sake, you can contact me in that mail. So by that, I can respond. Okay. So once I get your all mail IDs, 10 students, then I can communicate with you for your doubts in my mail. I'll share my mail ID with you. Yeah. That's it for today. We'll meet tomorrow, 6 a.m. for the continuation of demonstration on the remaining topics. HTML, CSS we understood today. So tomorrow I'll give you brief of today and tomorrow's continuation part. And Saturdays also I'll continue project sessions or exam. Monday to Saturday sessions I'll continue 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Saturdays I'll go for little bit extra time. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you.